What goes on, people? It's POW the producer. So today what we're going to do is we're going to compare an iOS app, Beatmaker 3, to Reason 11. Let's get it. Okay, so when you start up Beatmaker, this is what it's going to look like. So we're going to tap New Session. It brings up this part of the app. Okay, so what we have on this screen is the velocity, the roll, wheels, and scales and chords. Scales and chords is very similar to what Reason offers. Okay, here on the side where the pads are, you can, bring in, like for drums, just one specific sound, like a kick, a snare, or a clap. Or you can hit that keys button. And what that keys button does is it just allows you to spread the sound out across the keyboard. Okay, so the one feature that I like a lot in regards to Beatmaker that I need to talk about real quick, just cover real quick, is when I'm doing my hi-hats with Beatmaker. I use this function. If you can see here, it says roll. Basically, you can 1/4, and when I move down, it's getting quieter. Or you can 1/8. You can 1/8 triplet, which is kind of the vibe now. 16th triplet, 1/32. So basically, you could do hi-hats very quick. Okay, now what we're going to do now is we're going to hit those 3 lines up to your left there to take you to the next screen. Here we are inside of the Banks part of this. As you can see, Banks is highlighted, and it just gives you what all is integrated inside of the app. It will be, in comparison to Reason, it would be just like all the sounds that you get inside of Reason when you purchase it. The sessions, it just basically saves your sessions, whatever you're doing. As you can see, there's duplicate dates. I basically make 2 or 3 beats just sitting around sometimes. That's what that is. In the samples portion of it, it would just be like where you would save your samples or sounds that you want to use, like 808s, kicks, one shots, whatever. This is the same portion, kind of like what you would do inside of Reason. Under plugins, this is exactly what it says. Audio Unit V3s are basically just like, Nexus or Omnisphere or any other plugin that you would use. Even just a regular effects unit is the same thing. As you move down, this part right here would be the equivalent of like when you're bringing a sound into, say, like an NNXT or an NN19 or any sampler. This is where that stuff happens. You can see all the same features that would be used on any device that you use inside of Reason, any sampler rather that you use inside of Reason. You can see it here. Okay, so right here, This would be where your MIDI information would be. So basically your piano roll information. There's a song mode, a scenes mode, and also a pattern mode. The pattern mode won't really generate until you actually put something in, some type of MIDI information in there. Here is where you would do any mixing. And just like any other DAW, you would be able to do any automations, or you would be able to add different things to the main. And basically, this portion is exactly like Reason. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce just a regular piano that I purchased through the app. And I'm doing this so that I could show the next step. When you hit this A1, it shows a keyboard. And on this keyboard basically is basically just playing the keyboard. You wouldn't necessarily need a keyboard. You could actually just use this as your keyboard. I, on the other hand, have a keyboard that I purchased specifically to be able to use on the iPad. Okay, so this portion right here is kind of like chords and scales. At least that's what I use it for. I have a unit that a plugin, basically an app plugin that basically does the same thing that chords and scales does. This portion right here is where you would add all your different effects, kind of like what you do inside of Reason when you're adding effects. You just add it and that's it. Macros, I don't really use this function a lot, but it is a dope function. As you can see, you can do different things as far as stereo width, room size, key release, room amount, the release time, the response time, dampening, sustain leakage, blah blah blah. Basically, what I would like to break down more than anything though is inside of this application, all the plugins that I was referring to that you could bring in. Some of them are exactly the same. And what do I mean by that? Well, there's a host of plugins that I use inside of this application that I also use inside of Reason. To me, it's one step closer to being really legit in regards to making music. It's getting there. I can't say that it's all the way there, but here are just some of the plugins that can be used and utilized inside of Beatmaker 3. Okay, so basically, I'm using Beatmaker 3, but there are so many applications out there that you can use to make beats with that this is just one of many. I've been using Beatmaker since Beatmaker 1, so that's kind of what I chose and that's kind of what I roll with. I still use Beatmaker 2 on my phone because Beatmaker 3 isn't an option for the iPhone. But any of Beatmakers products are pretty dope. So basically, that's all I have. Once again, I hope this helps. I hope that you're safe and well. Thanks for watching. Peace.